welcome to Business Culture Connected 2024. Great to see you all here, and a big thank you to Cath and the organisers for inviting me back to host another one of your fabulous sessions. The Business Culture Awards and Business Culture Connected were established by Tim Pointer and Cath Longfield 9 years ago now, and over that time they've organised showcases, case studies, events to bring together the experiences of over 500 different organisations, and as part of that, learning and networking events for over 5,000 members of the Business Culture Connected community who come together to learn and share experience, and today is going to be no different to that. So today's conference is entitled Delivering Productivity and Performance, and that is particularly appropriate, I think, for leaders and decision makers in organisations at the moment. We all know the key role that culture plays in creating high-performing organisations, successful organisations that are also great places to work for their people. And those of you who know me and have heard me speak before will know that I describe culture as culture being what makes workplaces work, whether it be for stakeholders or the employees who work there. So the challenge, though, if we're delivering productivity and performance, is how do we do that when we're needing to ask more of our people? How do we ask more of our people and stretch them to give of their best and be their best without stretching them to breaking point? How do we do that when employee engagement levels are falling or certainly static? How do we attract and retain top talent against all the competitive pressures that are out there? How do we manage the different, and manage and understand, actually, from a senior leader perspective, how do we manage and understand, particularly, the perhaps different expectations about what work means for those entering the workforce now, those younger generations? Their expectations and their ambitions may be very, very different to the boomers who are still hanging on by their fingernails. Also, I think one of the things that I see in all of the businesses that I work with, in the organisations that I get involved in, and I'm sure none of you are, I'm sure all of you would probably recognise this, I can't honestly think of an organisation or business out there that isn't at the moment going through some kind of massive transformation programme, because they're always massive transformation programmes, aren't they? And it's digital transformation, cultural transformation, it's everywhere. And how do we manage that effectively? How do we manage that successfully to deliver the strategic objectives that transformation is designed to deliver, and at the same time take our people with us, at the same time make that change something that is not terrifying, that is not foisted upon you, but that is something that people will engage with and embrace and understand the values it offers to them. So these are huge challenges, these are huge questions, and there are huge cultural shifts at play in the workplace. And organisations and leaders need to manage that carefully, because if they don't, they will lose out. Now, I'm from Engage for Success, who many of you will know of as the UK's leading voice on employee engagement, a not-for-profit organisation. And we've just on the point of publishing our latest employee engagement study benchmark survey for the UK. And it pulled up a couple of points which I just wanted to touch on with you, because it really plays to the importance of having your people front and centre of your decision making. What the survey has identified is that employee engagement levels are pretty static in the UK versus the year before. But when we asked the question, or when the question was asked, to what extent does the organisation you work for put people issues at the heart of their decision making? Those employees who worked for organisations where they felt that their leadership and management did put people issues at the heart of their decision making saw a disproportionately higher level of engagement. So if you take the UK kind of benchmark average of 62%, and I'll very happily go into some of this individually later, in organisations where people felt that their leaders and managers put people issues front and centre, it was 77%. That's a 15 percentage point increase. And in organisations where people felt that their leaders and managers did not put people issues front and centre, then that engagement plummeted to 45%. So there are some, and we all know the links and correlations between engagement and performance, productivity, and all the rest of it. So these things matter. So the challenge is, how do we balance them? Increasingly as well, we're in a world of social media where reputation about toxic leadership, reputation of toxic cultures can very easily leak out and damage an organisation's reputation. We've only got to think recently of activities with F1 and Red Bull, for example. And in recent years, Brewdog has been an example of an organisation that's fallen foul of that, and their CEO and founder stepped back this week. So these things happen. So I'm really excited over the course of the day to get some answers to some of these questions, as I'm sure you are. And today we're showcasing nearly 50 different speakers from across 35 different organisations to help us find the answers to those questions. What's also vital, we know from previous feedback that delegates really value connections and the networking that they make. So please do connect with your peers and take the opportunity to debate and discuss some of these questions as the day goes on. But also to give us your feedback on what you want, what you've enjoyed, what's worked for you, and what you want to see in future events. Cath and the team will really value that. So I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, without whom, today would not be possible. So we've got EMCC, who are the event's coaching and mentoring sponsor. Gattaca Solutions are the event's talent partner. Brands with Values are the culture and analytics sponsor for today. Kin & Co, a purpose-led culture consultancy. Capgemini Invent, our digital innovation design and transformation brand of the Capgemini Group, there's that word again. Zenergy, I think I've pronounced that right, who are all about using the power of human connections to transform workplaces. Quirk, who are a change-led consultancy that helps business leaders empower their teams and their people. Then we've got Collaborate Business Solutions, who are all around individual and team development. The People Space, who have been a regular and long-standing partner, media partner for 9 years now, and they're sitting in the front row as a result. There you go. People Space are here and support the event from a media partner perspective. And finally, Engage for Success, who I am a volunteer with, and who are the engagement partner for the event. We share an agenda, getting our message out there, sharing the importance of employee engagement and practical steps that organisations can take, as well as evidence, case studies, and the latest research too. The other thing to be aware of as well is the awards. So Business Culture Connected is also the organiser of the Business Culture Awards, and this year's awards are open, so please look that up. Many of the judges actually are here today, and many of the speakers that you're going to hear from are previous year's winners. So please look it up, and if you've got a great story to tell, do get involved.